Hey, Shalom Malkiam. Welcome back to another video entitled Three Things I Learned and Observed While at Camp. Topics to study, to sharpen, and defend the gospel. First and foremost, like always, we give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodesh. Double honor to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, which are the men that taught me the 100% truth, according to the law and the testimony of the Holy Scriptures. This is Ecclesiastes 1 and 14. I have seen all the works that are done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and vexation of spirit. So even King Solomon, during his prime, during his greatest estate of rulership, he was a man, an Israelite man who observed everything that was under the sun. Okay, he observed, that the psychological, vanity of people, man. He saw the various doctrines and beliefs. Pretty much, King Solomon, since he was given, all the wisdom and knowledge and understanding of what's done under the sun, he came into the conclusion that all is vanity and vexation of spirit. Okay, and an example of that, it's these topics. Okay, though these topics might be, vanity and vexation of spirit, we still have to go into it. We still have to study these topics to protect, okay, the truth. Okay, we are here to, defend the gospel. So whenever brothers are in the highways and hedges, okay, you will encounter a lot of depending on your city or state, which here in the state of California, okay, California is very heavy into science, pseudoscience. There's a lot of agnostic, believers, okay, and that's confusion because an agnostic is pretty much someone who doesn't have the knowledge of whether there's a power or not. It's just confusion, man. But ultimately, you also will have a lot of not ultimately, but at last, okay, you will have a lot of Mormon elders, okay, Mormon elder title Edomites, and that's things that I've observed, okay, during camp, okay, which, of course, like it says in Ecclesiastes 1 and 14, it's all vanity and vexation of spirit. But though it's vanity, it's vanity to go into being part of these doctrines, these religions, man. Okay, brothers still have to have a base when it comes down to having dialogues with these Edomites primarily, because a lot of these Edomites, okay, they are the founding fathers of the Mormon missionary churches, okay, which it all goes back to white supremacy. It all goes back, okay, to the devil, man. And one thing that I observed first and foremost while at camp, it's the science. Okay, the science that Esau believes in is actually pseudoscience, because when you go into the word science, it actually means to know. Okay, and that's where you get the word knowledge, to know. It says the word science.
Science.
The Latin word, it says to know. Knowledge, learning, application. It says French science, learning, intelligent, skilled. So pretty much knowledge, okay, that's where you get the word science. Now when you go into the blue letter Bible, type in First Timothy, the sixth chapter, it speaks about science. This is First Timothy 1 and First Timothy 6 and 20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science falsely so called. Okay, so Timothy was instructed to keep, keep what he was taught, the proper doctrine. And he was also commanded to avoid profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science falsely. Because we're able to study certain sciences, and go into various branches. But it says here falsely science. Okay, false science. Going to that word science. That's where you get what?
Strong's G 1108. Gnosis.
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 Gnosis, which means to know. Okay, and gnosis science, that actually goes back, okay, to the word agnostic. Okay, the word gnostic, that's where you get the word science in the Greek, gnosis. Okay, and that's very confusing when dealing with these Edomites, man, because you have Edomites that are agnostics, okay, which when you add the A to the agnostic, it means without knowledge. Okay, so without knowledge means without science. But Esau will tell you that he believes in science. You see the total confusion, which I took notes. Okay, we were dealing with this dumbass Edomite, briefly for about like 2-3 minutes, and I took notes. Agnostics believe that we should not believe or disbelieve. Okay, so they're in a gray area. Okay, the scriptures say what? Let your nay be nay and your yea be yea and your nay be nay. Okay, roughly paraphrasing. Matter of fact, let's get that. You either believe or you don't. Okay, there's no in between. This is Matthew 5:37. But let your communication be yeah, yeah, nay, nay, for whatsoever is more than these cometh of evil. You see? So when you ask these agnostic Edomites or even an atheist, you either believe or you don't. Okay, which an atheist, when you get the proper understanding, is just pretty much he doesn't have proof that God exists. In other words, an agnostic, it's a small prototype of an atheist, but just stays in a balance, whether he believes or disbelieves in God's existence, because it is impossible to know either way. Okay, and that's madness, man, because it tells you in the book of Psalms, the 19th chapter, man, that everything you see around you from the first heaven and second heaven and even the third heaven, okay, you might see even Esau can explain, spiritual or supernatural, okay, matters. Okay, this is Psalms 19 and 1. The heavens declare the glory of Yahweh, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. You see, so Yahweh Shemel Shai has declared his power, his glory, okay, through the sun, man, the sun, the moon, the stars. He's the architect. Okay, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh being the architect, and Yahweh Shai being the manifestation, okay, of the blueprint. You see, there's no excuse of, okay, denying the power, denying the creator. Okay, matter of fact, let me get a precept. Worship creation. Rather, this is the book of Romans 1 and 25. And the NLT, they traded the truth about Yahweh for a lie. Yeah, so these are primarily Edom, Esau, Edom. Okay, he exchanged his blessing, okay, because it's a blessing to understand and know, okay, who Yahweh Shem Yahushai is. But since this devil Esau Edom sold his birthright, his blessing, okay, because Esau, hey, when you study the history of the so-called white men, hey, Esau was going to receive immortality, man. Okay, Esau being the elder, okay, and that's the spirit, man. That's the spirit. Okay, I'll go into it. A lot of these Edomites, okay, because again at camp we were dealing with the Mormon, okay, and I believe through faith that's not going to be the last time we encounter Mormons. But these Edomite Mormons, man, they have a title of an elder, and that's the spirit, because Esau Edom, pursuant to the book of Genesis, it says what? The elder shall serve the younger, because Esau was born first. But since he sold his birthright, going back to Romans 1:25, they traded the truth about Yahweh for a lie. And that lie is who? Is the devil, man. And that's where you get the word deceiver. To deceive means to lie. So they worshipped and served the things Yahweh created. And that's what Esau worships. He worships his false science. Okay, he worships a lot of different gods, man. The gods of the Canaanites, the gods of the Sumerians, the Babylonians. Okay, they serve different powers. And like it tells you here in the book of 1 Corinthians 8:5, that there's many gods. See, 1 Corinthians chapter 8 and verse 5. And it says, For though there be that are called gods, whether in heaven or in earth, as there be gods many and lords many. And you have gods on the left side and you have gods on the right side. Okay, let's get quick examples of gods on the right side. Okay, matter of fact, again, the word God means power. Okay, that goes into the word Allah. But gods means Allahim, which means powers. Okay, plural. Let's get the book of 1 Chronicles to prove that there's many gods on the left and right side. It's the book of 1 Chronicles 18 and 18. Second Chronicles 18 and 18. And he reads, And he said, Therefore, hear the word of Yahweh. I saw Yahweh sitting upon his throne. Okay, an example of Yahweh sitting upon his throne is this depiction right here. See, Yahweh sitting upon his throne, and all the host of heaven standing on his right hand and on his left. Yeah, the right hand is symbolic to a righteous powers, righteous gods. Okay, and the left side, that's symbolic to the demons, the principalities, because we understand that even if you're a demon, okay, because demons do the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, they work for the Heavenly Father. So that's not to say that demons are wicked. Okay, they're just also righteous angels, man, on the left side doing the bidding, okay, of an antagonist. Okay, and also an antagonist, that's someone who opposes the protagonist, okay, the main character. So there's an example of the gods of the heavens, okay, and those gods, those various spirits in the Alahayim in the heavens, they come down on earth, okay, through various portals and portals and other spiritual means of coming to the terrestrial plane, like it tells you in 1 Corinthians 8 and 5, and also going into Jacob's ladder. But again, that's for another topic. The point is here. It says 1 Corinthians 8 and 5, For though there be that are called gods, whether in heaven or in earth, as there be gods many and lords many. Yeah, and Esau, he's known as a god. Okay, he's a god as well. Okay, it says in First Corinthians, the God of this world has blinded the minds of the believers. Well, guess what? Also, that's the left side, but also on the right side, okay, us brothers, okay, which we believe through faith, we are those prophets. If we are those prophets, we're also examples of gods. This is Exodus 7:1. And the Lord said unto Moses, See, I have made thee a God unto Pharaoh, and Aaron thy brother shall be thy prophet. So even Moses was considered a God. Let me get one more. This is the book of Matthew. It's the book of Matthew. Ye are gods. Okay, even Yahushua stated that we are gods. This is John 10:34. Yahushua answered them, Is it not written in your law? I said, Ye are gods. See that? So there's many gods, man. So when dealing with these agnostic, okay, Edomites, they will simply, you could simply pull precepts, okay, that speak about Israelites being gods. Because agnostics, like it tells you here in the notes that I took, okay, they say that's impossible to know either way, okay, and that's not true, because when dealing with the prophets, we're also examples of gods. Okay, we are a sign and a wonder, okay, that Yahweh Shemel Shai has displayed on the earth for the other heathens to see. Okay, we are prototypes of Yahweh Shemel Shai here on earth. So that's the total confusion, man. That's why, the importance of going to the highways and hedges. You get to observe, okay, and study, okay, these different belief systems. But again, at the end of the day, like it tells you in the scriptures, Ecclesiastes 1:14, I have seen all the works that are done under the sun, and behold, always vanity and vexation of spirit. And these doctrines that brothers might encounter or deal with, okay, the reason why they're all vain, because the Lord, pursuant to Peter, okay, all these doctrines, man, they're all gonna get physically destroyed by Yahweh Shem Shai. 2 Peter 3:10, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. You see, the works that are therein. So the works of these branches of science, an agnostic believer, a Mormon elder, Edomite believer. Okay, these are doctrines, man, that the Lord's going to destroy. Okay, but before he destroys them physically, Yahweh Shema Shai will destroy them spiritually, okay, through this spiritual fire, which is the word. So something else that I observed is the Mormon elder title Edomite, okay, because a lot of these Edomites, they have a title, okay, on their name tag. Okay, they might go by the name of Elder John, Elder Chad. You see the name tags here. Okay, and that's an Edomite that I encountered. He had, here's the example, Elder Denton. You see, and that's very spiritual, man, because in the spiritual sense, Esau is the elder. Okay, that's very spiritual. It says Genesis 27:42, and these words of Esau, her elder son, were told to Rebekah. And she sent and called Jacob, her younger son, and said unto him, Behold, thy brother Esau, as touching thee doth comfort himself, proposing to kill thee. So the point here is that Esau, he's the elder. Okay, one more. Elder shall serve. Hey, because you don't see Jake, you don't see you know Israelite man, giving himself, flattering titles, visiting home to home, and calling yourself an elder, man. Hey, matter of fact, it tells you that in the book of Job. Okay, those flattering titles, hey, that's wicked. Giving man flattering titles, of an of a rank. Okay, that's actually a privilege, and it has to be given unto you throughout the years, man. But these proud ass Edomites, okay, they come into the understanding of their so-called doctrine, and now they call themselves an elder, a high priest. Hey, even if you call yourself an elder, okay, or you were given the title of an elder, man, you still have to be humble, be in humility. Okay, you can't be going up, to maybe you have a visitor at home, or maybe you encounter someone new, and you don't tell them, yeah, my name is elder, so on and so forth. Okay, that's very prideful, man. Okay, simply just state your normal man, your normal name. You don't say, hey, I'm the high chief, okay, the high priest, elder of Israel, man. That's not how you deal with humility. Okay, but let me get a quick precept. This is the book of Job, Job 32 and 32. For I know not to get flattering titles, and so doing, my maker would soon take me away. And that's the spirit of the so-called white man. Esau Edom, he's the one that gives himself flattering titles. Okay, hey, you even see that within Jake in the world. Okay, Crafto Dollar. Okay, uh, 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 Titty Snakes. Okay, these are AKAs, man. You see that? For I know not to give flattering titles, and doing so, my maker would soon take me away. Let's go precept before that. It says, wherefore Job, give me a second, Job 32. Job 32 and 20. I will speak that I may be refreshed. I will open my lips and answer. Let me not, I pray you, accept an immense person, neither let me give flattering titles unto man. You see, now that word flattering, it says what?
Flattering.
Praising. Yeah, you're out there praising man. Favorable. You see, sweet talking. Admiring. It says pleasing. Honoring. You see that? Now, out of respect, we might using wisdom out of respect, might encounter an Edomite, via wisdom. Okay, using wisdom, showing that worldly respect to the so-called white man. But you got to understand that, okay, when dealing with them, in Lord's will, we have a Mormon again trying to come to the camp and ask questions. And you got to ask him questions too, man. You got to ask Esau Edom, because primarily when you're at camp, you might have the Edomites that ask you questions, man. But hey, it's better for you to have more control of the camp, and having that control is you asking them questions. Okay, for example, why does Esau why does he call himself an elder? Or why is he dressed? Because when you're at camp, you might get questions like, why are you wearing this garment? And of course, we have to answer those questions. But to be in total control. Okay, when in camp, man, you gotta ask them questions as well. Okay, you gotta be using wisdom. But going back to Job, it says flattering, okay, complimentary, sweet talking, pleasing. You see, honoring, and that's on the left hand side, man. And that's Esau's prideful, okay, titles, elder. See that? It says elder as a priesthood office in the Melchizedek priesthood of denominations with the Latter Day Saint movement. You see, these Edomites are so proudful they think they're in the order of Melchizedek, man, with no beard, okay, no salt, no seasoning. Now you might have jakes in the midst of these Mormons because they know and they don't know any better. Okay, here you have Eve holding hands with the wicked. See that? So again, these are topics that brothers should study, man. Study it, go into the pseudo signs, the false signs of Esau, go into agnostic Edomites and various doctrines of the Mormons, man, because hey, these are all traditions of man. That's the book of Colossians 2:8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit. So these Mormons, okay, these Edomite Mormons, they're perfect examples of okay, man trying to spoil you through vain philosophies. There you go again, the word vain, like King Solomon said in the book of Ecclesiastes. Okay, that everything's vain and vanity. Okay, vanity and vexation of spirit, after the traditions of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Hamashiach. Hey, these men out here, this Edomite man, okay, they don't come in the spirit of Yahushai. They come in the spirit of white supremacy. Okay, they come in the spirit of deceit, lies, and deceit, man. Okay, with their the three-piece suit. Okay, but there you go, man. Just topics of importance when going to the highways and hedges. It's very wise to study these topics. Okay, the science, which means to know knowledge, and you got to understand both sides, man. You got to understand the both sides of the spectrum when dealing with these devils, man. So again, three things I learned and observed while I camp. Topics to study to sharpen and defend the gospel. So I want to close down this lesson with the book of Philippians 1:17. But the other of love, knowing that I am set for the defense of the gospel. So the prophets, our number one job is to defend the good news, which the good news is only given to the elect of the nation of Israel. And through defending the gospel, man, you got to be able, okay, to cut these false doctrines like pseudoscience, agnostic Edomites, and these other Mormon Edomites that give themselves flattering titles, man. See. So again, these are just three brief, okay, topics that I was observing while I camp, giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Al Shai Ba'ashem, Rakakudat Shalom.